Three sisters with stories to tell. Books in our hands, we know them well. Flipping pages where dreams dwell. Chapter one, here you go. Turn the light, let the words flow. Laughs and love in every show. Books, sweet hearts, we grow.
Okay, welcome back to the third and wrap-up episode of Throne
The
of
verdict.
Secrets, The Verdict. We're gonna, try these segments out, see how they go. We've really talked through everything, I think, but now it'll be clean and concise.
Yes. We're not going to ramble about 1,800 characters or about
All
how we don't know
right.
how we felt.
Overall ratings of the book out of 5. I would say if the first one we're calling a 5, I'm calling this one. I don't even know that it's a 4.
You can give it like a 4.8. You want it less than a 4?
Oh, yeah. If we're doing points, then okay, a 4.
Isn't that the same?
Well, there's different variation. I just don't think it's
Semantics.
that close. Like, the first one was just way better to me. Like, if we were doing out of 10, I would say like a 10 and an 8.
Okay.
Like, 1 point doesn't really, to me,
That's
is
the same
too
ratio
close.
as a 5 and a 4.
Yeah.
So you're
It
good.
sounds
Yeah.
too close.
Yeah, I get that. I also rated a 4 purposely, though. I usually rate everything a 5, and I think if I had just read it and not thought about it a lot, I probably
Right.
would have rated it a 5 still. But comparing it to the first book, same. It
Yeah.
didn't pique my interest quite as much.
I
Mhm.
almost never rate anything a 5. You rate everything a 5?
If
I
I
do
liked
too.
it, it's a 5.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not a
Oh.
critic. Yeah,
No.
I'm not a critic.
I just think that I'm not as caught up as you guys on the comparing it between the first and the second. I feel like it's very different. Like, I feel like the first one was much more of an adventure style.
Mhm.
And the second is not so much. The second is more like a contemporary style where there's like, this is like their story, not like how are we adding to and building on to the rest of the series.
Yeah, it was like a side quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So
then
I
it
think
should have
about
been
it
in
like
the
that.
series.
Oh my God.
What does that make your rating, Ashley?
It's a 4. I mean, I feel like it would have been better if the speed of things was more consistent. But it went like very slow, and then like you get a bunch of information, and then you get like nothing.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden it's like boom, in the last like 1/8 of the book, it's just like so much information all at once.
Well, then what would you rate the first one?
Out of 5,
Yeah, and if this is a 4.
I would give it like a 4.5. It like
Okay, so it's closer to the first for you.
That would be like
Yeah.
a 9 out of 10.
yeah, like
We
because the
should've just
beginning
said
of it was
10.
slow. No. You can't give it a perfect score unless it just
No, I
totally
meant
rocked your
out of.
socks.
We should have done out of 10 instead of
The
out of
ra-
5.
the
okay.
range.
Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like I don't mind when the series is kind of like that, where you're following different couples, so you have different takes on the whole storyline. Because sometimes it's nice to take a
Yeah.
step back when there's so much going on in every single book. It's like, holy crap! Like, do I really have the mental capacity to take this on right now?
I
I
do.
get that if it's like book 4. And even then,
I mean, I would agree. I would have preferred to have Sloth's story and then maybe Gluttony, like, kinda keep it upbeat and have a lot going on, but, I mean, I'm okay with it. I'm not as bothered by it.
yeah, I don't remember who made the comment last episode, but I would say if we had read this one first, I wouldn't have been as interested to read the whole series. Yeah.
Because
I
you
would
were
agree
like,
with
I need to
that.
jump into the next one now. And then when we said it
Mhm.
was different characters, you were,
Mhm.
Yeah. I will say I
but
do feel like the first one, there was much more depth to many of the
Mhm.
characters.
more
All of
mystery
the
and intrigue
characters.
too.
Mhm.
I feel like we got 0 depth of any single character.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. It was
I would
pretty
actually
Like
kind of agree with that,
surface
yeah.
level.
yeah, like we said, like, now that she's not his enemy, there's nothing to her character. That was, like, her entire
She
personality.
existed to loathe him.
Yeah.
So we can put on a 4 stars. Can we throw
Yeah.
that on the screen? Boom,
Okay.
boom.
Moving on to strengths and weaknesses, which we kind of have already been talking about.
Right.
Um, yeah, I think, as I've said time and time again, I struggle when we change characters. I don't hate it, but I do struggle because I get attached to them. So then when you come in this way, and again, the more we talk about, the more I'm like, did I like this book? Because I did, but when I really think about it, I don't know.
Well, so I do think it's important to note that I think each of these books is specifically designed to be a standalone. I'm pretty sure I saw that actually when I
It
was
is. Yeah. It's
looking
not supposed to be
at
Mhm.
like you have to read this one
Third
to
of
read that
Nightmares.
one.
Right.
Like you could pick up
Which
any
Right.
of them and read them, and you might not know some of
yeah,
the like other
Right.
characters that come in or like things that are mentioned. But
and I think that might be the crux of it for you.
Yeah.
because at the same
Yeah.
time, like we did get a lot of world building and stuff in Throne of the Fallen. That
Right.
if we hadn't read that book, I would have been like, where are we? Who are we? What's this
Mhm.
place? Who's this guy?
But would you have? Because I don't feel like
I
any
think
of the
so.
world building is necessary either.
I don't know the whole like circles of hell thing, like how their courts function. We
Mhm.
got a lot more of that information in the first book than we did in this one.
Yes, but they weren't going to the other circles.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's
Yeah.
like it was very insular to where it wasn't as necessary. So where you still could read it as a standalone and you're not able to follow what's going on or you're not really as distracted by not knowing all the tiny details. Like and that just would not have worked in the first one.
Yeah. I can understand both of your points.
Strengths for me, I do love a happy ending.
Mhm.
There were dragons that are sassy, and I loved that too. I love me a good sassy dragon. Villain, I'm sorry, weakness is the villain, I would say. I
Yeah.
still like stand on that hill that Eden was a pretty lame villain,
Mhm.
and it being an accident and set up for evil stepmom and the bestie could
Yeah,
have
and you know,
could have played out a little
I
differently.
I would have been okay with Eden being like the main cause of it while still exploring the stepmother
Mhm.
evilness vibe more.
Like how she's kept like everything negative for Adriana since like she's played a role
Yeah.
in her
Yeah.
shortcomings.
Yeah.
I would agree. I do think it really just all comes back to the way she wrote this because there's not a lot of depth anywhere. So it's hard to, yeah, like Eden could have been the perfect villain, but the way it was written didn't hit.
Although I am glad that Eden didn't, like, she wasn't the evil
Right.
character. Like, that would have kind of ruined it for me. I would have been like, nah, I can't do, like, Sister Betrayal is like, that's just,
No.
I can't. Like,
Yeah.
that's just like a smidge too far in my fantasy
But
world.
she could have twisted it like the stepmother knew all this time, and the stepmother
Yeah.
came in to like be
Right.
the actual villain and
Or
just
like she
used
took Eden's
this.
memories or something like that. Or she like,
Right.
put Eden under a spell to make her do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, telling you, we're going to be one day, the three of us, we're going to write a book together, and it's going to be all over the place, but it will be very interesting.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm still like, I still can't stop thinking about who has the damn quill. Like, that bothers me that, like, it was just a 2-liner thrown in there.
Yeah.
And if these are all standalones, like, I don't have this high hope of really getting a solid, like, closing to that. I'm sure it's gonna come out in one of the realms, but I'm a little irked right now that, like, there's no hint, there's no, like, although she might not know who has it right now. She may not have decided. She's still
Yeah.
just now writing book 4, so she may be leaving that up for some gnarly twist later in the series.
Did we decide how many books are going to be in this series?
Well, there's gotta be
There
at
should be
least
7.
Okay.
probably 6, because Wrath already has a 3-book series.
But that's more about the witches. I don't know that it's really about Wrath so much. It's more like their origin story, from my understanding.
Well, right,
But
but
we'll
they're
see.
already together. Now, they might do a book, like, they have, like, their own thing going on
Yeah, because we don't know them that
later.
long.
Yeah.
And they have wild relations.
The
Um,
allergies are going crazy. Sorry.
It's okay.
Might have been like
Did you
that today,
guys-
too.
Did we move on to series potential, or did you guys have any more strengths and weaknesses that went?
No, I was just going to say we could move on.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you guys think a prince did take the hexed object, or it ended up in the dark market?
What was that?
Do you guys think that the hexed object, the quill, ended up with the prince? As she thinks it's either that or that it ended up in the dark market.
I think it's a prince.
I hope it's a prince.
I think it's Pride. Like, I feel like
that makes sense.
he's the only one that wasn't really in the mix to be like, oh, yeah, my bad, guys. I got that. Like, you don't have to worry about finding the quill. You just need to find the paper it was written on. Or,
Yeah.
something.
I
Like,
would
he was
think
the only
him
one.
or Sloth, just because Sloth is the like collector of artifacts and knowledge and everything.
I mean, that's true. But I feel like Pride is the only one she's given us any inclination of like a huge level of desperation coming from him that he would even contemplate using a hexed object
Yeah.
that they know would have, serious repercussions
Yeah.
in the time continuum. So
That's a good point.
That was a weakness, as you guys mentioned last week of this story, just that we don't really know how the overall curse that was broken really affected Gluttony's
Right.
circle. And I feel like there were some plot holes with how the curse of this memory change affected everybody too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well, so
could have been laid out a
I
little
was
better.
thinking on that, and I do agree it's a plot hole, but I'm wondering if maybe it's not as big of a plot hole as we think it is, because I also feel like they don't fully understand the repercussions of what the quill does to them over time,
That's
because
fair.
they
Yeah.
seem to be speculating to a certain extent, but they were like, oh, well, it would make sense if it's the quill. Like, it never occurred to them that it was the quill until she brought it up. So even though Envy and what's her face like have more intimate knowledge of these hexed objects, like it still didn't occur to them that that's what it was. So like maybe that
Mhm.
whole realm doesn't quite understand yet. I mean, because nobody wants to use them. Well,
If
and
for the right price
Yeah.
yeah,
or for the right solution.
It just depends on what they're trying to accomplish there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Which would make sense if it is Pride trying to find his wife,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
do
right one.
think like he's
Yeah.
already shown desperation.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, for series potential, so then she's confirmed she's gonna do one for every.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. Why did when we started this we said there was only 3?
Because there were only 3 like
Oh,
released. Yeah. Throne
gotcha.
of Nightmares wasn't out yet, but everything I've read says that the plan is for her to do one for each prince.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so we'll have more spacing since we're about to get to the 3rd one. And I don't know, I haven't looked into release dates or anything for
Yeah.
what she has planned. I mean, I don't want to give up on the series at all. As I said, I
No.
liked this book. It's just how it fit
Mhm.
into it, and then kind of like tearing it apart, you know,
Mhm.
makes you think that a little bit more. But I sat and I read it quickly and enjoyed it. Um, I would think this is probably surprising, and I just like had this feeling. I think that I will enjoy Lust's story if I'm looking at like what I look forward to, because I feel like it's going to be really difficult on him because he's all about lust, and I feel like he's going to get a really big challenge or something.
Mhm. He
And
also
he seems
seems like the most like
charismatic.
playful and like
Yeah.
less
Mhm.
serious. So I think it'll be an interesting read for sure.
I
But
know
those
Ashley's.
are the only ones we've really talked about. So are there any we haven't met? No, we have 2. We have Sloth coming. We're missing Pride, Lust, and then Wrath had
Wrath.
the series. But maybe we'll get something.
Wait, who are we missing then? So Envy, Gluttony, Sloth. Those
Brass.
are the 3 their books out about. Wrath, Lust, Pride. Who's number 7?
Oh Lord.
Pick
Is it
number
only
3,
6?
everyone. No, I don't think so. Remember, because it's like
Did you say Lust?
there's also a
Mhm.
series, like there could be an 8th one. Remember, wasn't
they-
there that
yeah.
whole thing
did
that they're
allude to that, which was
okay? Here I
very
go. Okay,
interesting.
Wrath, Envy, Greed. I didn't say
Greed.
greed, did I?
Greed.
Lust,
Have we
Sloth,
met
Pride,
Greed?
Gluttony.
Only
I
in
feel like he's been
passing.
very elusive. I think maybe at the very end of Envy's story, he was there, and they were like placing bets on Envy whether he was
Like
going to
the
marry
wedding
Camilla.
thing, yeah.
And he was there at like the makeout challenge or whatever.
Okay.
But
So we
only
know
like
nothing about him
briefly.
because I didn't even realize we'd heard of him yet.
Yeah.
Well, he obviously didn't stand out too much because we didn't. I don't know. Is that the exact thing you just said? My brain
Yeah.
malfunction, but we didn't remember him. So
Yeah.
there is a quill
Okay.
at the very beginning of this book that I just now noticed.
Hmm.
Interesting. Oh,
Pretty.
Is that
But no, yeah, I agree. I definitely fully intend to finish the series. I think, yeah, like you said, if we wouldn't have picked it apart, I would have moved on to the next one. No harm, no foul. But then also having the first one to compare it to, it just really fell short. So that's really where it's negative. If I just took this book alone by itself, it just reads a little slow. It could have been
Yeah.
300 pages instead of 500.
Yeah, I agree.
or she could have just shifted the priority.
Right. Or we could have got more information on other things. There's so
Yeah.
many avenues. Like this book, was awesome, but it could have been so much more. Like
Um,
she's proven she can write that way too. So it's just interesting. I wonder what was going on in her life at the time that she wrote this book.
you need to sort out your priorities.
So rude.
Perfect for
That's
my Harry Potter shirt.
yes, it was a Harry Potter quote. Come on. I don't do a very good Ron. I don't get his accent very well. Okay then.
Best quotes and scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Since I'm the only one that put something, you guys can try to scramble and find something. Okay. And then I actually have two more. They're both lovey-dovey. So my first favorite quote is, "I thought you were the most devastating thing I'd ever seen. A comet speeding directly at me, and I was so lost to your splendor. I didn't care if you wiped me clean of the realm, so long as I got a chance to admire you even from a distance." And this is at the dinner, I believe, where
Mm-hmm.
he brings her in. She's in this magnificent dress. He's supposed to be focused on all of his girls that are courting him, and he is not.
Yes, I would have picked from the same scene. That, and then when he finally explains the solstice party
Yeah.
to her. So those are the two quotes I would have picked for, but I still love the scene of the grandmother when he's just like, "Okay, I know what you're doing here." And he kind of sets her straight. That's still my favorite.
Mhm.
The grandmother.
Or
The
the mom.
stepmother.
Mama.
I was like, it's like there's a grandma in this story. I don't remember any grandmas.
I just make every evil person old. So
Like it fits. Like you're thinking of like Tangled and
yeah.
Mother
Yeah.
Ruffle. I don't know her name. The evil lady. She's not as
Mhm.
scary when she's got like her flower power.
I always picture them with gray hair. I don't know why.
Did you call her Mother
Fair.
Brothel?
Gothel? I don't remember her name.
I have no idea. I don't even think I watched the whole movie all the way through.
Well,
So
either way, neither here nor there. She's Mother something. Okay, then my other one was failure just means you're trying, and there's no shame in that. Don't let anyone tell you who you are. Believe in yourself. It's your life, and you've got to live how you see fit. To hell's with everything else. That's just a low life inspirational quote
Mhm.
there.
Now that you say that, I did actually, of course, I don't know where my book is because I'm moving, but I did put a tab in there. And I think it was something like, was it her dad had said to her? I don't know. I was like, oh, I need to pin this and read it to Henley because it was very motivational.
Aw. I don't know. You could look on Goodreads and see if his Goodreads has all the quotes from the major quotes from books.
Yeah.
And see. Then there were two from the when he confesses his love. So he says, "I've adored you from nearly the first moment I saw you. I loved you when I didn't like you. I loved you when you bested me. And when I bested you, I love your smart mouth, your clever mind, your dark fantasies, your brightest joy. I love that you never let me win, and that any victory I have is fleeting but earned. And I will live out the rest of eternity loving you."
did that so when I read that, I got very 10 Things I Hate About You vibes.
I hate the way you blah, blah, blah. I hate the way you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, "Aw."
You could read it the same way. I love you when you bested me, and when I bested you.
Yeah.
And the bracelet, he had her mom's bracelet the whole time, which was kind of weird. They kept it being enemies, but whatever.
I think he
Ashley,
said
did you have
he
any
wasn't sure
quotes?
exactly why he kept it the whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah, because of the memories, Christine.
Yeah. No, I don't really do I don't read that way.
Or scenes?
Not
I
really.
said a scene.
True, true.
It's a little too contemporary vibe for me to have a moment of just wow, that was amazing type. Because it's just so laid back.
I said it last time, the dragon writing and the baby dragon,
Mm-hmm.
I did like Vex.
which
He was
is
cute.
interesting that they called him Vex. Because I didn't think about it until, I guess, the last episode when we were talking about Vex the Hex.
Vexley.
Yeah, like, why do they name him Vex? Ugh.
Because he's so vexing.
I know, but I have PTSD from that guy.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
And we're pretty sure he's not dead still, right?
Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
He's like a freaking cockroach. There's no way he's gone.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right.
Anybody else
Then
have scenes or
overall,
quotes?
would we recommend the book?
Yes.
I would.
I would say I wouldn't skip it in the series. If you're doing the series, read it.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoy
Yeah.
it. Just know it's a different pace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll be like super action packed,
And slow.
slow pace, get a break. Super action packed, slow pace, get a break. You know,
Yeah.
it makes sense a little bit.
Well, I think as
I could handle action packed and everyone though.
I think as the tension builds in the different degradations of the realms, I think it'll start speeding up and like adding on to one another. So as some hexes are going on, it's gonna build in other
Mhm.
realms, similar to how Envy was so concerned in his story with, if his realm falls, like it's gonna be a complete cluster. Some of these hexes, like they've got to have a compounding effect on other things. So I feel like it'll probably ramp up as the series moves further.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see her have something so detrimental. Kind of like this one could have been where the others become
With the
involved.
dragons.
Yeah. Where then we're starting to get more, and maybe she leans into that more as we get further. Like with Wrath, like maybe we don't get a full book of him, but we get like
We collect
some
characters along
chapters.
the way,
Yeah.
and then they get to be side characters the whole
Kinda-
time.
We didn't talk about that this episode. We did last episode, but kind of like, we named all of our favorite characters, and they were characters from the first book. So she
Yes.
was kind of carrying them a little
She
bit.
did.
Yeah.
So maybe, we just keep that momentum.
No.
From this book, there's really nobody to keep. But
I had a thought when we were talking about like the curse, and I'm curious why, with all of this backstory and like the big curse that affected all of them, why she wouldn't have said it during that time.
Yeah.
Just like as layering to
what
all the
if
things going on.
Wrath's books talk about that? What if that's the whole point of that series, is that big curse?
I don't know. I'd have to read them to know because it
Yeah.
really doesn't set up like that in the.
Because it would involve the witches.
Yeah.
Like maybe we
might.
get the witch perspective of it versus theirs, but that just the way even we see that she played these two books together, where it's like she did take a little bit, but not really. But there was still some context of, we're carrying over some things. Even in Envy's book, we carried over some things.
Yeah.
Maybe that's maybe
And
that's
Like
it.
we knew what
does
hex
bring
objects
up-
were. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah. Like Exton does bring up Wrath breaking a big curse or whatever. And so the only way for us to have any true insight into the depth of that would be to read
Mhm.
at least, I would think, the third book in that.
First.
I mean, it's only 3 books,
I was
right?
going to say
I
the
think we're
third.
gonna
I'm
just
sure
have,
he doesn't break it till
we're
the
gonna
end.
have to just read the
it.
Kingdom of the Wicked,
Yeah.
even if we just read them and do like single
One episode. Yeah.
just to chat
I
about
think-
it.
Yeah. My curiosity needs to, so I need to read it regardless. Just to see how she tied them together. But also I
How
really
I
like
can-
Wrath and Emily, right? I think
Camilla.
there's Camilla.
No, wait, Emily.
Amelia.
Wrath and
No.
Emily.
Okay.
And then it was Emily.
What was
Amelia.
Amelia.
Okay, whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, hell.
Either way,
Something that starts with an E.
I think they are also like a couple that would be interesting to read, like
Yeah.
we had with Envy and Camilla.
He's very mysterious. Like, doesn't
Yeah.
open up a lot. So, yeah. Overall, yes, would recommend.
Yes, me too. Definitely. I don't know. As a standalone, no. I don't know. But
And
would
then,
read.
but like being excited for the next one.
Yeah.
So don't
Yeah.
read it until there's another one after that you can read.
Right.
Which you're, in this case, you're all good. All good.
I'm excited for the next one. I've been waiting for this one.
Yeah, sister, we talked. So that wraps up Dorna Secrets. We
That's-
would recommend. We're all a solid 4 for different reasons. Different
Yeah, very
processes.
different.
And yeah, we're already reading the next one, which is Throne of Nightmares, and we're following Sloth. And that'll be coming at you next with the first half.
And we're giving
so-
no insights because some of us haven't started it because we wanted to give this one without any early insights.
You've
And
read
some of us would be really upset if
the
you give us
inside
any
sleeve
idea.
jacket thingy, right?
No.
You haven't? Just a little
No.
bloop?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, should we read that now and give our first takes?
I think we should. But I've already read the first half, so I
I was
can't.
about to
I'll
say,
read it. And
I don't
then-
know.
Okay, you read it. I've
Something
read it like a
interesting,
chapter
though,
or two.
just to
3.
you know how so the first 2 books have
I do
here a
have
map
mine.
of their circle or like the places that they're going, and the beginning of this book solely has House Sloth in the library.
I did
So-
see that. That's pretty much
With
the
a
only
tree
part.
right in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody
That's-
else get like definitely like oak
Oh,
vibes?
literally,
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this, and that's
I was like,
what
another
thought of.
tree
Yeah.
indoors.
I
I've
don't
been
remember
I have
reading about
been
the tree.
cursing the Oak
With-
King because I have half acorns all in my house because of Theodore bringing them in.
Oh, that's
They're
funny.
just oak acorn crap everywhere.
And it is red and black. I like that.
I'm
Oh, the
actually
actual
really
book. Does your
peeved
book
that
look the same as mine?
yes.
Yeah.
And I'm really
Jack
peeved that
was-
we had to read this before the deluxe version came out because the deluxe version is coming out like June, July, and it's supposed to be really cool. So
Does it have
I'm
sprayed edges? None of
sad.
mine have sprayed edges.
I'm sad.
Okay, I'm going to read the thing.
Yeah.
A book of dangerous magic draws 2 readers into a perilous quest in this action-packed standalone fantasy romance from New York Times bestselling sensation Carrie Maniscalco. I'll only read that part. Dangerous magic, 2 readers, perilous quest. All we need to know.
I feel like that's untrue.
Okay, did you guys remember the book or the movie? Oh, shit.
No, I don't remember seeing that movie.
Page Master. Page Master.
Yes, I loved that.
This
is
Oh,
giving-
I loved that.
Hannah, the baby.
Where did we go
This
wrong?
is giving Page Master vibes. Okay, Hannah. Macaulay Culkin goes to his local library. Something weird happens. He gets sucked into the story. Boom, boom, boom. So he's like in the story. It's pretty cool.
That sounds like my dream.
But then one of them was a pirate. That was a little
Yeah.
sketch. And one of them had a scary dragon. So that was also a little sketch.
You know what? We're definitely watching that with the kids the next time I come over.
Yes, we have watched it. I
I
have
love it. I have it on DVD.
I do too.
DVD.
So yeah, it gives me like Page Master. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm excited to talk about it. I think that's all she wrote, guys. Right?
I think so. Beware of waking the gods. Their dreams are often our nightmares. Dun,
And I'm
dun,
assuming they're talking
dun.
of the old gods because they like to say that in the first 2 books.
Mm-hmm. It
That's
says
true.
waking the gods. So
Like, I'm
maybe we're
getting-
waking the gods.
Yeah. So when I did read that little thing on the back and I was like, okay, I'm getting Crucible vibes. And then I saw the
Mhm.
tree in there, and I'm like, okay, now I'm getting, the holly vibes. Like, what is happening here?
I just
I'm
noticed
excited.
something.
I don't want you to notice anything in my presence.
Do we know if this is, since the other one was somehow Cinderella, and the first one was
She doesn't have
supposedly
an intro like that, really.
okay, good.
But it says for the bookworm, her dreams of falling into the pages of their favorite fantasy world. This one's for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think the first one was earmarked after anything. That was the first book of the Oak and Holly
Hmm.
cycle.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
That's why reading multiple series simultaneously is really throwing me.
All right, well, join us next episode.
Oh, I'll wait.
Put this Throne of Nightmares.
Mine's prettier.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think I
like the dark.
Mine's signed.
Okay,
I
well,
like it dark.
So I win.
okay. It is really pretty. I like it.
Thank you. And
No,
the flowers and the
I was
phoenix.
talking about mine, but okay.
Oh, well, I think they're the same except for the color. It's just flip flopped. But
I
I was
know.
talking about mine. I love phoenixes.
I do think this is prettier though, because with the gold and the black.
No, mine's prettier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, anyways, join us next week. Like, comment, subscribe. Vote for
Love you,
your
sisters.
favorite cover. Love you.
Bye.